This might be the perfect gaming monitor, the LG 32GS95UE. It's 32 inches, 4K, OLED, up to 480Hz, a 0.03 millisecond response time, G-Sync, FreeSync, and Pixel sound. I've been using it for about 2 months now, and in this video, I'll share what I like, what I didn't, and what LG can add to make their next monitor even better. So let's get started. Okay, the monitor arrived in a sleek black box. Some reviews I watched had a plain box as well as my OLED TV, so I'm not sure why the packaging was different. The box has all the tech specs printed on it, and inside, another box full of accessories. We get a power supply, power cord, HDMI cable, USB A to Type B, DisplayPort, and a tiny clip for something. There's also some setup guides and warranty information. Here's the monitor, I'll lay it face down for now. The stand comes in 2 parts, the base, which is nicely weighted, and this vertical piece. Installing the stand is straightforward, and no tools are required. All you do is slide this piece on the monitor until it clicks, add the base, and secure it with the built-in screws. And here's how the monitor looks fully assembled. I normally use it with a Secretlab Magnus monitor arm, since it gives the monitor that floating design, and frees up desk space underneath. But for the sake of this video, I went back to the original stand, which looks nice too. Alright, the monitor has a very clean design. The base is metal, while the stand and back are plastic. The logos and branding are minimal, with just the purple LG logo and the Ultra Gear text on the back. You'll rarely see them though, since you probably have the monitor right up against the wall. The base also has some branding, but it's very subtle, and there's a G-Sync logo, which looks like a removable sticker. The monitor has a smooth rounded back, and it tapers down right to the edges. I think LG should have used a similar design to their OLED TVs, with the display as one thin panel and the electronics in a separate back piece. On the back, you'll find a built-in RGB light strip in the middle of the monitor. During the day, you can barely see them, but at night, it does have a nice glowing effect. I wish they were brighter, but at least you can change the colors or turn it off completely. And in case you're wondering, the monitor measures 21.1 inches wide, 24.7 inches high, and 11.0 inches deep, and weighs around 20 pounds. And here are the dimensions and weight without the stand. So the stand feels quite sturdy, but it would have been nice if the vertical piece was made out of metal. Luckily, you won't see it as much since the monitor covers it up. The base is not as wide as other stands, and I like how it's flat, so I can place stuff on top of it. It's a little bit big though, so if your desk isn't deep, you'll lose some space. And the base has some rubber feet on the bottom to prevent it from sliding around on your desk. Depending on your setup, the stand can move up and down for height adjustment, swivel left or right, tilt back or forward, and pivot. In fact, you can rotate the monitor 90 degrees, maybe for a mobile game or something. The monitor has a quick release switch on the back to easily remove the stand, and you can use any 100 by 100mm vessel mount, and a monitor arm of your choice. As I mentioned before, I use this one from Secretlab for an even cleaner look, and I can move the monitor further away for the optimal viewing distance. For the ports, they're all on the back right underneath the monitor. You'll find 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, a DisplayPort 1.4, USB Type B, and 2 USB A ports. And here's a power button, which doubles as a joystick to navigate around the settings. On the bottom, there's a 3.5mm headphone jack and a dual mode button to switch between 240Hz and 480, but more on that later. This plastic cover is included in the box, and it hides all the ports, making the back look a little cleaner. And this button right here releases it. Now, it's a matter of feeding the cables through the stand, plugging them in, adding the cover, and you're good to go. There's no USB-C or Thunderbolt, but that would have been a great addition in case you want to use the monitor with that one cable setup. When I was researching for my first gaming monitor, I wanted one that was 32 inches, OLED, 4K, with at least 120Hz, and this one checked every box. It measures 32 inches diagonal, well, 31.46 to be exact, and has a resolution of 3840 by 2160, or 16 by 9 aspect ratio. The bezels are nice and even, but with a slightly thicker chin, and it's a really nice OLED screen. You get those vibrant colors, inky blacks, and that wide viewing angle. I played several games on this, and all of them look amazing. I tested games like Astrobot, Gran Turismo 7, Stellar Blade, Ratchet & Clank, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The monitor also supports HDR10 and has a 98.5 DCI P3 color gamut. everything looks sharp from a normal distance, but with a 160 ppi, you'll notice pixels when you get closer. Before using the monitor, I was worried about two things, the brightness and anti-glare coating. On paper, it's only 275 nits for SDR content and 1200 nits for HDR. It's not as bright as a phone or tablet, but it's plenty bright for me, especially in the evening. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but here it is at max brightness. So if you haven't noticed, there's an anti-glare or low reflective coating on the screen. I thought colors and black levels would be a lot worse than my OLED TV, but it's actually not that bad at all. It's not a full-on matte finish, but there's still a little bit of grain. The colors aren't as punchy as a glossy screen, but they're still vibrant and accurate. And the best way to show off the picture quality is through LG's OLED demo video. If there was a glossy option, I would have got that one, but I guess it comes down to personal preference. Fortunately, my setup doesn't have any windows behind me, but if yours does, I'll shine some light so you can see how well it handles reflections. If you're interested in the 32GS95UE, I'll leave a link in the description box below. As for gaming, this monitor has been awesome. It supports VRR, Nvidia's G-Sync, and AMD's FreeSync Premium Pro, which enables smoother gameplay for those fast action games. And combined with the 0.03 millisecond response time, there's basically no lag at all. So LG's Dual Mode is a new feature I haven't seen before. With just a press of a button, you can switch from 4K at 240Hz to 1080p at 480Hz. I'll need to get a PC to take full advantage of the refresh rates, but for now, I just have a PS5, which can only output up to 4K 120. Dual Mode also gives you one unique feature. Under Settings, you can shrink the display size to either 27 inches or 24. It's still limited to 1080p, but you'll have these black bars around the edges. I'm not sure why you'd use this, but it's there if you want to have a smaller screen size. LG has a game mode that can show you the refresh rate, and if other settings are enabled. You can also change the color profile to Gamer 1, Gamer 2, FPS, and RTS. This pop-up only appears on the screen for about 20 seconds though. If you go deeper in the settings, you'll find more color profiles, crosshair, and FPS counter. This monitor has what LG calls pixel sound. So instead of having sound coming out from the bottom, sound waves are emitted behind the screen itself. Sound is basically firing at you rather than a different direction, and they sound pretty decent. I mostly hear mids and highs and a little bit of bass. The speakers also support DTS Virtual X for surround sound. They won't replace dedicated speakers, but it's good enough for a quick gaming session. Here's the sound test with the audio recorder from the DJI Mic 2. Even though the monitor is marketed towards gaming, it's also great for productivity. Like I said earlier, there's no USB-C, so you can't use it while it charges your laptop. I use the 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro, but it only has an HDMI 2.0 port. So I bought this USB-C to DisplayPort 1.4 cable, and the MacBook Pro can now output up to 4K at 144Hz. I get the same OLED benefits, colors, blacks, and that high refresh rate, and I was able to edit an entire YouTube video on this monitor. The only downside is, text isn't as sharp as a Retina display, but it's still clear enough at an arm's length away. When you're done working, the monitor can also double as a mini TV. You get a 32-inch 4K OLED screen, which is perfect for a vlog or movies. And the last thing I want to cover is settings. It's not a smart monitor, so they're very basic. When you press the power button, this UI pops up, and you can move it around to select the different menus, or press it again to see more settings. I talked about Game Adjust earlier, which has all the game settings, but there's Picture Adjust, where you can change the brightness, sharpness, or color temperature. Then we have Sound, Input, and General. Here you can switch languages, change the lighting colors, modify the pop-up menu, and more. There's no remote in the box, which would have been useful since the power button is a little bit finicky. Also, the monitor doesn't support HDMI device link, so you'll manually need to turn it on or off along with the connected device. If you're worried about burn-in on this OLED monitor, LG has built-in features to minimize any issues. First, we have LG Screen Move, which shifts the pixels ever so slightly at regular intervals. Then, there's OLED Screensaver. It basically puts the monitor to sleep with a black background. And finally, OLED Image Cleaning refreshes each pixel by shifting or inverting them. LG also includes a limited 2-year warranty for peace of mind. Overall, I'm very happy with this gaming monitor. It has everything I was looking for, except a few features that I can survive without. If you're in the market for a 32-inch 4K OLED gaming monitor, this is the one to get. Let me know what gaming monitor you use in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!